touching some cables under the desk and things, and probably I've disconnected something, and I should be very careful with that cable. Oh, come on. All right. So, okay. I think probably we back live now. Let me check the YouTube things. I apologize for this, guys. It's just the freaking technology. Yeah, I think should be live again. Okay, cool. Uh, well, if Matthew returns and the rest of the gang, I think we can analyze quickly the stuff that we discussed about. If not, I'll be covering just for a little longer the stuff that takes place right now. I'm sorry for the abrupt interruption, guys. It just happened. It just happened. I had also yesterday this kind of issue. I don't think it's the camera. I just think I need to change the slots. I need to change the slots in the at the back of the computer, and it should be all right. And for the time being, I'm gonna roll like this. Yeah, I think we got the web shot. I think we've got the webcam and everything. All right. So back to game to board here. He didn't move nothing. He didn't move nothing. Nordebek and Nepomnisha here. Oh, yeah. Oh my god, man. Bishop's e1 by Nordebek. Queen takes h3 and f3. This is pain. Where does the bishop go? Asking for a friend. That's a very tricky one. What is Nepo doing? Really, what's he doing? What the hell is he doing? He gonna lose the bishop now or something? What's he doing? Bishop h6, right? So the idea being, if you grab the bishop, then the bishop's gonna do this, and that's painful in terms that the king is checked, and also the bishop attacks the c1, and then if you block, well, they take your rook, and actually takes the rook for free. Well, not for free. Let me think again. Takes, bishop checks, bishop blocks. No, not for free. Bishop takes and rook takes. So not quite for free, but it's a mess. This is a mess. No debate, Nepo. Would you take? Takes, bang, boom, bishop takes, rook takes. So rook and bishop and queen versus queen and two rooks. It's not very appealing, right? To do this being white. So I guess you better reconsider first and play like what? Jesus, do you play rook? Oh, you just played it. Yeah, I wanted to say rook f2 because I want to do rook h2. I think step by step the black queen might be getting closer to being trapped as per today's Chestercon puzzle. I've done a daily puzzle today, guys. Also, I've uploaded it on TikTok, and there was also a queen trap type of exercise, chess puzzle. Okay, H. This is dangerous. This is dangerous for sure. Right. Hello there. Folks coming via Twitch or YouTube, that's perfectly fine. Right, Fabi. Fabi. What's playing? Hello, Step. Good to see you, man. How's it going? F5. Do you take en passant? which actually he just did, Fabi. Took en passant, and G takes. Interesting. Very interesting. What would you play here? Would you go for a check, leaving the knight unattended? Well, the king has to move. Probably they're going to move in the corner. Right. Then you're going to have to be careful about a knight. What do you do? Because the queen is on the same diagonal with the white king. So you have to be exercising a lot of care about a queen, x-raying all these pieces down to the king. That's a weird stuff here. Do you move the king out of the diagonal so you can freely using queen to check and do whatever? But the knight has to be dealt with being attacked. So what do you do? Do you play rook e and you drop the pawn on a4? It's a little bit time consuming. I'm not sure. Is there any other active move you could play? Bishop c3. Yeah, I guess not a bad idea. Bishop c3. Hello, Wes. Not a bad idea, Bishop c3. Can't be a bad one, right? It can't be a bad one. Bishop c3. But f6, Wes, is heavily defended. There is knight, there is bishop, there is rook. You're only attacking twice. In principle is a good one, I guess. So just to make it clear, bishop c3 is not a bad move. It's not a bad move. Bishop c3 is great. But it doesn't respond to the idea of knight being attacked and this diagonal. I think that diagonal is quite important to deal with. I'm not sure if you were supposed to move the king first out of the equation, just move the king out of the diagonal by playing king g1. It's fairly safe-ish, king g1. There is no bishop or queen using that diagonal, at least not now. You could do a check, but it doesn't solve too much. King goes in a corner. You need to be facing this move. You need to face queen takes knight check. So queen g4 check, Wes. King h8. And all of a sudden, okay, you have a little bit of time now. You could play maybe rook e. You defend the knight. But then they could push the pawn. And your knight is pinned, by the way, by the queen to the king. So queen g4 makes sort of sense. I think it's a cool move. I'm not sure it's a mistake. I'm not fully convinced it's a mistake, but you gotta tread very carefully. After king goes out of check, there is also a fork here. I mean, I really don't know what to say. I'm for some reason I don't want to look into queen g4 now. I'm leaving too many things unattended. It's too many things unattended. If you do queen g4, you say. So maybe not first. Maybe you're dealing with king moving out of the diagonal. It is time consuming, and I think Fabi is going to be spending a bit of time. Yeah, I think so. I think so. And obviously the rook on A. A5, it feels a little bit unnecessary. It feels a little bit marginal. It feels a little bit unnecessary to play A5. So A5 as a move, I feel it as a underachievement because I'm not addressing the most stringent problems on the board right now. So A5 does not feel important at all. It doesn't have anything to do with the reality of the game. So rook AE1, I think, is a great investment. King G1 is a painful move, but at least gets the king out of the diagonal, the C6, G2. So maybe one of these two, not A5 perhaps, rook AE, King G1, what else is here? I don't know. You don't want to trade the queens now to play knight c3 or stuff because the white queen is quite important to exploit g4 or h5. Yeah, if you want to throw the knight b6, if you knight b6 that, oh, sorry, Knight b6. I guess b3 just shuts off the knight, right? Um, I don't know. But white being rook ae, king g1, one of these two. So that is Fabi Anish. Let's see Ali Reza and Prague. That's a nice one. Rook a5, rook b8. Ooh, wants to go b1. Well, you still got the bishop f1, but you have to be careful. No, you don't, because black, for instance, can do first. Knight grabs the knight. Knight gets the bishop. I wanted to say, you lost a piece. You do something, and then you just get checkmated, right? As soon as the bishop disappears, you're going to get checkmated. So you have to be careful about this. I guess you need to drop the rook back where they were on a1. Wait a minute. No. Wait. I apologize. Oh, it's black's turn. It's black's turn, and he did play bishop f1. Knight now g4. Knight g4. h3. Okay. So they played something. h3. Knight has to go. Knight f6. He just moved. He just moved knight f6. Knight f6, and I don't know, what do you play? Do you play rook c3 to a3 for this? Do you play bishop d3 back because you no longer get back rank checkmated? Maybe. Bishop d3 is quite nice and safe and sweet. Maybe you want to do actually rook c7 and rook a7? Yeah, I think I watched two, maybe three videos, or maybe even more. I've watched Ben Feingold, and I think his lectures on Sicilians or great players of the past are really good. Yeah, if you're talking about the chess streamer and the chess grandmaster Ben Feingold, he also has a lot of many lessons on chess.com and things, and he does a very successful stream himself, and you're definitely learning from the man. Totally, it's a great source for learning. So yeah, just go on to Visa Rock Band. That's cool. Take cheers, man. I'm a metalhead too. That's good stuff. I'm happy to seeing metalheads here. So yeah, guys, I'm multi broadcasting. Yeah, so I think Ben Feingold is a great source for learning. His lectures, his courses. If you peruse through his YouTube videos, I think it's impossible not to learn something from chess-wise and stuff. Chess-wise, yeah. Totally. He's a grandmaster, so you definitely have one or two things to learn from. They always can tell you something useful. Yeah. All Tata players can share some of their can impart some of their knowledge, so it's totally recommendable. Lots of experience, gifted players. Cool. So looks to me, guys, that actually rook c7 and rook a7 could be a nice battery attack in f7. But he goes for rook d3. I guess the plan would be for Alireza, if black rook takes, bishop's going to take back, right? You're not going to take back with a pawn. It's weird, I guess. You take with a bishop. And you got yourself a pass pawn. You're not going to take with a pawn. So if rook takes, you're not going to take with a pawn because there is someone challenging you. You once played with white a4 pawn in the opening. That sounds very unorthodox, Wes. a4 I wouldn't play unless it's a bullet and I want to mess around. But I wouldn't play a4. It's one of those things that to me doesn't have any understanding. I'm not sure what I'm achieving with a4. I'm not going to use the rook in the opening. I don't want to reach to a5 or a6. Nah, I wouldn't play a4. But I guess if you want to have fun or if you want to troll the other guy, so to speak, probably you can go with a4 or a3 or I don't know if you really want to do this stuff. So let's moving now, guys, to the next one. So that's Ali Reza Prague. What's the next one? We got MVL here. MVL and things ran. MVL. B4. Do you apply en passant? No. He took actually on F3. More important to focus on attacking the king. Did I? Did I change the channels? How did I do that? I mean, I just unplugged some cables and put them back in. That's what I did. Is there anything in terms of modification sound-wise? Bone Cloud? Yeah, I guess, yeah. Winning does give that consequence to the winner. Psychologically, they feel a bit more self-achieved. Yeah. But I'm not relying on A4 Bone Cloud. No, it's not the on the top of my lists. Perhaps just I'm doing a crazy hyper bullet, which probably I won't. Which probably I won't play hyper bullet. I might play bullet, I do, but I won't play hyper bullet because the guy that moves the pieces fast actually wins. It's just too crazy. Yeah. I can't make the coordination in between the thinking and the mouse or the finger on the mobile desktop screen to moving things around. I just can't do that. It's a bit too much, I guess. Hyperbullet is completely insane. I mean, look, if people can do that, hell, let them play 10 seconds per game, right? I don't know. It's a competition who is moving the faster, just play 10 seconds per game, see, it doesn't even matter what you're doing anymore. No one is thinking anything deep in anyway. Right, so b4 takes, and white's turn to take back on f3 with what? Do you take with a queen? Do you take with the rook? Perhaps you want to get the other rook on f and having like some pressure on the f? Perhaps. Perhaps. Maybe you want to take with rook f3 and then rook a to f1. Looking this way. I guess you can. I've heard about that one. h4? Yeah. Okay. So rook takes, knight takes. I don't take the knight. Let me think. Can I play this? The guy takes. I take with the queen. Okay, you might be right about this one. So how the hell? Okay, I get it. I understand. Thanks for this one step. So maybe queen g5? Queen g5, queen g... You can't push f6 because I'll take g6, right? Queen g5, queen g5, pawn takes again. Well, takes again, king takes, right? Queen g5. I mean, how do you want to protect the h4? I don't think you want to do queen f2 or queen e1, right? I don't know. Queen g, queen takes, pawn takes, and then this guy can actually move. Because there is the knight and the rook supporting the black pawns coming down, right? So it just doesn't look very attractive. I don't know about the h4. I think it's very annoying now for white, so to speak. Do you go f2? Or do you go queen e1 or queen f2? One of these two. Perhaps. Perhaps you kind of have to. If you want to keep the pawn. Okay. Back to board number 1 here now. What's going on here? Bishop f5. Yeah, step exactly. If we're talking about the game we just seen, yes, queen f2, it's not ideal, but you need to do this to prevent loss of the pawn. Yeah, I agree. I agree. Hey, Gukesh didn't move for the last 25 minutes. Oh, rook a d1 here? Yeah, but Wesley, mind the you got to be careful about the knight g3. So we have to be careful about that bishop looking towards the white queen, and you know, there's just something there. And I don't think it works. So rook ad, knight g3, bishop d, bishop takes, queen takes, and knight takes rook. It doesn't work, bishop d3. Just the understanding, Matthew. There is no other secrecy in chess. The more you understand, the better player you will be. So knowledge is key in chess. It's blunder if you have, even the grandmasters blunder if they run out of time, if they don't have time, because human mind cannot function outside of time. So you need time to think. That's how it works. So bishop d3 had been played now. You don't play rook ad because you're kind of going to lose material. So now bishop d3, which is the move I did propose anyway. 25 minutes ago, by the way. I proposed bishop d3 because it's the only one that makes sense given the knight g3 danger. So now it doesn't work, knight g3, because you're going to take the bishop. And even if they take your rook, you're actually going to win 2 minor pieces for the price of a rook. It's absolutely fine. So Matthew, the secret would be you need to strive and understand more and more. Right. I'm doing this for now. I'm going to give it just a little bit more. And then we're going to be looking into that. Uh, yeah. So we need to understand the position. I mean, look, it took Gukesh. Matthew, let's just look at this one. Here. It took Gukesh 20 minutes, I think, to decide to play bishop d3. So rook a d1 looks to me would be a blunder because knight g3 attacks the queen directly or indirectly, discovered attack on the queen by the black bishop on f5. And rook is also attacked, and the knight defends the bishop. And then if you move the queen away or play bishop d3, bishop takes d3 first, queen attacks again, queen takes, knight takes rook, and rook takes. So you need to look at this kind of stuff to come to the conclusion that actually bishop d3 is the most healthy reaction here. Because the other stuff doesn't really work. And you need to look in the order of priority as a hierarchy. You need to look for the most forcing moves. Check is the most forcing move, is the absolute move. I mean, you don't compromise with the check. Check means you have no choice but to defend. You capture if you're lucky the piece, or if you can, you block or you run away. So look for forcing moves first. Make sure you activate all of your pieces and make sure you counter the threats. You know, if it's a checkmate threat, if it's a losing a piece threat, or so you need to pay attention to every single move the other guy plays. D5 here. And okay, let's go to that is Gukesh. Nodibek and Nepomniachtchi here. Hey, that's a very difficult game. Rook g2 attacking queen. Queen went on e. Bishop attacks the queen. Queen f6. Takes. Two bishops, two rooks. Oh my god. I think black's losing again. Is losing again. Nepo is losing again. f3. He got himself into a mess with the bishop here. He messed around. He went for a little poisonous over pawn. He left the bishop unattended on e4, which is a little bit... you can't move that bishop to safety anymore after f3, following f3. even if white loses h3. So bishop e1 had been played after f3. Also, your queen is attacked and the dark squares are taken by white. So takes. I think probably was a bit of blunder taken on h3. f3 attacks. Bishop h6. Okay, he's looking at this guy, right? But you play rook f2. Queen g3 check, and now double attack on the queen, defending against the check. Queen takes the pawn. Bishop g3 attacking. Hello, the z. Queen has to go f6. Pawn takes. Pawn takes. I mean, what the heck did he do? He actually got now 2, 5, 7 black pawns versus 4. 2 white bishops, 2 bishops versus 1 bishop. Okay, there is an e3 funny pawn, but rook f now chases the queen one more time. I think someone resigned. What happened at this game? My board is acting funny again. Had someone resigned? I don't see the clock for Nepo or Nodibek. I can see the clock for everybody else, but for Nodibek and Ian, I can't see the clock anymore. I think Nepomniachtchi lost the will to fight or something. So what happened in this game? What the hell happened here? I don't see the time for this, guys. I think Nepo resigned. Oh boy, oh boy. I think he resigned or something. Move number 27, rook f2. I mean, you just lost the bishop. You moved the queen, right? You have to move the queen now. I'm not sure where you're moving the queen. Okay, let's assume you're going to go e7, just saying. You just lost the bishop. What good is this? If you do queen e7, by the way, there is also this. Bishop defends the c7 square, and if the rook goes there chasing the queen, f7 is gone. That's it. b8 is lost, but just saying now, queen has to go. Okay, this is bad for black. It's just bad. Whichever way you try to look, it's just bad. Okay, let's ask the stockfish if the eval is just massively a +2, plus what? +3, plus what? Hell is a +5, man. There's nothing you do here. That was it. It's +5. You can mess around a bit, but come on, gone. No, you don't have enough compensation for the bishop you've lost. So that h3, I think, was a bit of a poisonous pawn. I think he kind of lost the will to fight. It happens sometimes with, I think, I'm not sure if I'm wrong, maybe after like a loss or something, like after a defeat, he kind of like doesn't have the will to continue fighting. It's like it affects you so much that you can't actually perform anymore the way you would like to. You lost the motivation. I mean, if you're like ranked number 8 or number 7, you say it to yourself, the heck am I doing? I don't care anymore, whatever. Do you know what I mean? I think he was, yeah. So he played a couple of incredibly tough games. He lost like 2 games, 3 now. And it's just like, you feel like you don't want to do this. And I mean, you don't want to play in this tournament anymore. So whatever. So you play sloppy. You do bad choices. Psychologically, you're sabotaging yourself. You know, you sabotage yourself. You work against yourself. It happens. Chess is massively psychological. Whatever people say, it is. It is. We're actually talking about humans playing. We're not talking about engine playing. We're talking about humans. Sorry for his experience. Chess could be incredibly merciless, this game. It's like a sort of gladiator. You could be friend with the other guy, but if you get into the arena, you just have to fight and win. You know? Like the gladiators, if you were too much of a friend with somebody, Maybe the next day you would have to fight your friend. So better not make friends, eh? And you're playing chess and you're supposed to be winning. Otherwise, why do you play anyway? Totally. F3, let me think. Makes sense. Yeah, makes sense. F3, I'm going to take first though. You take, I take, and I attack your queen first. If you play F3, black's going to play C4, right? Oh yeah, queen E3 first. Yeah, 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 yeah. I didn't even look at that one. Yeah, queen E3 first. Totally. Totally. That's it. Game over. Yeah. Matthew, if you manage to gain that sort of detachment from the egotic involvement, which is easier said than done. So yeah, if you manage to not being attached to the result of your action, yeah, you could say Nakamura's famous expression, I literally don't care, but is it true for you? I mean, you say it, but is it true for you? You know, when you say I literally don't care, is it actually true? And playing for fun definitely doesn't bear the same heaviness, the same heaviness, the same severity and graveness of fighting for reputation or for the check or things like that, or ego, which can literally tormenting an individual. The ego can just torment you to death, to psychological death, to madness. So yeah, uh, yeah. If you take it lightly, if you're playing for fun, definitely it doesn't have the graveness of the super heavy competition, you know, stuff like that. So f3 probably is a sort of blunder, especially after queen e3, right? You guys saw that step actually. Yeah, sure, 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 absolutely. Well, yeah, well, you play chess to win, first thing and foremost. And of course, it's incredibly complex and beautiful in its complexity. So that's why we're playing. We enjoy the ideas anyway. But yeah, you could say that. They are so spectacular, many of his games, that you probably think that he was chasing the beauty rather than the result. Okay, so he wanted to play phenomenal and sacrificing and deficit assessment or deficit assessment. You wanted to say deficit? Um, yeah, yeah. Many conclusions can be drawn. Of course, you're not going to win all the time, that's for sure. You're going to lose very many games. That is certain. I mean, if I do 50 bullets a day, half of them I'm going to lose. Maybe if I'm lucky, three quarters I'm going to win if I'm in good shape, but definitely I'm going to lose. So I never start the race with the idea that I'm going to be winning them all. No, you won't unless you play like Nakamura, which is very, very, very gifted. Oh, yeah, totally. Right. This one here now. Okay, no the back here and Nippon Machine. No the back and oh yeah, Nepo resigned. So sorry about that. Yes. What did they do here? Rook FD? Are you serious? Rook FD, Rook FD. I'm not sure he actually said it for real, Wes. I'm not sure he actually meant it. I'm not sure. I mean, look, hate and love could be very much very close to each other. It may happen in experience. Whatever you love today may be very much hating tomorrow. It is possible. Whatever causes you great sort of happiness, let's say, might causing you massive distress at some point in life. So I don't think he really meant it. Maybe what he meant was, I think the guy hated, Bobby Fischer hated the memorization stage of chess in which people were just memorizing 20 moves and no one was creative anymore. And he didn't want to have this kind of chess. And he actually proposed the Fischer random, the 960, in which you don't do, I mean, in which you have to be creative from the very first move. There is no theory because things could be like crazy. The back rank pieces could be shuffled in so many ways. 960, right? So you have 960 ways to start the game. Oh, there's no plan. I mean, you have to find the plan then. So definitely 960 comes to save it. But I think the classical chess is not quite really dead. If you're looking 2 days ago at the game played in between Fabi and Nepomniachtchi, move number, what was that? Move number 18 or move number 12? Move number 12. So that's a very well prepared Sicilian Dragon, and Sicilian Dragon had been played very many times, right? So it's a well trodden path, but it's incredibly sharp. And a grandmaster like Nepo still blundered move number 12. So I don't think chatting really should have a place in the official competition, Matthew. Um, if you do some informal game with a friend or online, I guess yeah, you could change a few words. But if it's a serious official competition and people play for rating and maybe checks or money or title, I don't think they should be talking because they simply might be coding stuff. Or I mean, I don't think chatting should be allowed anyway, because I mean, not during the official game itself. It's not working. Otherwise, you're just thrashing the other guy or vice versa. I mean, we're not rapping really. We're just nah. You just yeah. It's not a rapping session. It's actually chess session. So I don't think they should be chatting. I don't think so. I mean, if you do some funny games, yeah, you know, you go at a pub, you grab a beer, and you just do stuff. Yeah, you talk things. Yeah, but not in this kind of, not in the official FIDE rated competition. I don't think chatting should happen. Knight b6, someone said something about knight b6 at some point, and I guess that forces white to play b3, right? You gotta play b3. Well, there are. I think in every single pub that there is a local chess club, people drink beer and play chess. So yeah, I from 1900s. I don't know. Paul Morphy, I guess, was quite a genius guy. Yeah, again, I think the dialogue maybe should be postponed for after the game. So, yeah, I don't think chatting plays any function in serving chess as sport or art or however you want to look at this. So, yeah, it's not, no, it doesn't serve very well, I guess, chatting during the game. So B3 probably. Uh, really? Well, he must have lost something, just that it wasn't recorded. He lost something that but it wasn't recorded. Okay, so finally he decided to play knight d2 now, inviting a queen exchange. Queen takes, king takes. Hmm. Okay, I think white wants to play a5. White wants to do a5, a4 to a5. I'm not sure the tension is supposed to be removed by chat. I know what you're saying, that a little bit of a friendly chat, but you could have a friendly chat before the game starts. Crack a crack a joke with the other guy, tell him something funny, or they tell you something funny, and but during the game itself, probably not. Of course, he lost game, but oh yeah, totally, yeah, yeah, yeah. The Cuban grandmaster. I don't know. You don't seem to be. You guys left? Huh? Where? Oh, oh boy, oh boy. Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. Sure, of course. Was I? Yeah, of course I was. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So, guys, thanks for stopping by the TikTokers. I see a few friends via TikTok. So let's very briefly look at that one that I had played with our friend Matthew. So we did a correspondence game. What was it? I did a correspondence game. Let me see what that was. Hello, Rio. What was it? The chorus? Oh no, 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 because it's gonna be an echo of funny stuff. So who was called the machine? Oh, Alakine, yeah, another great player. Of course. I think it's a matter of preference at this stage. Yeah, all the world champions were amazing. Mikhail Tal was also absolutely of legend. Right, so wait a second, dude. That's just a bunch of bullets. So I need to go to Matthew, actually. Wait a minute. I think I need to make a my games and results. Was that a daily? That was a correspondence game. What's your username again, Matthew? Uh, what's your username again? I tried to find you because I mean I played quite a few bullet yesterday, and I don't know how to find you. Just tell me the username again, Matthew, and I'll try to find you. And maybe you haven't played that many games. Ah, okay. Spa Okay, so let's find a friend here. So I played a friend the correspondence game. What was that one? Oh yeah, here it is. Here is the game. Okay. So that was, guys, that was a correspondence game that we did. Let me go out of the engine. I don't want to review with the engine. Okay, just don't matter. Okay. So E45, nothing funny. I played F4 just to make it more spicy. Just to make it spicy. Spicy gambits, F4. And D6. Okay. There are some incredibly sharp line with the Folk Beer counter gambit that black might go to. You could also accept the pawn, but that's other line. You could definitely accept the pawn. D6. Okay, D6, not a bad one. It's quite solid. It's a theoretical move. Anyway, knight F3 develops. Knight C6 here. Probably the engine doesn't like it. Knight C6 because there is always bishop B5, and this guy, if he goes G4, you might have some double pawns on the C file, perhaps. And maybe that's the very reason. I play bishop b5 because I like to making pins. I should have played knight c3, sure. So with the green arrows, actually the engine gives you the best moves, which if you were a computer, you would play that one. So bishop d7, he tried to break the pin. D3, I played here. I simply am prepared to take back on f4 if black takes. Okay, so he goes for the trade. Bishop takes first, with check, takes, and I castled. I castle now, being ready that if not knight takes on f3, I'm going to take back with a queen. I have my battery. I'm going to play knight c3, just simple and positional. Knight e7 takes, opening up the f-file for my rook, freeing up my bishop a bit more. And now the problem was here because it was an invitation for me to start. So he didn't react. Matthew didn't react to taking back this guy, or at least two. Apparently, he was supposed to be taken on f3 with tempo rather than unnecessarily pushing c5. Plus, I've already taken a pawn here. So I've taken a pawn here. You're supposed to react to this kind of thing. On the other hand, if you take here, the problem would be that the knight takes and attacks the queen and the f7. So that's the thing. So you need to eliminate the f3 because if you take the pawn, knight's going to take attacking queen and attacking f7. So that's an issue. That is why black is supposed to capture f3 first. So c5 gives me options. It gives me options. By the way, Matthew, the king is not castled, and the bishop is not developed, and the bishop is blocked by the knight, and the rooks don't really exist. So, oh man, bullet. Yeah, we could do knight c6, bishop f4. I'm just developing, really. I'm developing. Bishop takes. Makes sense. You're ready to sort of castle. I took. You took. And knight c3. I'm one of the greatest fan of delivering, of developing. a6, a3. a3 was a bit like more prophylactic here. I was really concerned that Matthew might play knight b4, and I don't want to worry about the c2 defensing. Yeah, of course, there is rook ac, but hey, I still don't want to think about that one. So h6, probably not a wrong idea, but it's good to not ignore the king's safety. So I guess castle short would have been great. So h6, it's like, what the hell is wrong with this? I'm attacking the queen, right? And frankly, if knight takes, then I'm going to play rookie and win the queen. That's how I thought in my mind. Why was that knight h? Ah, okay. Knight h4, I think I see it now. Knight h4 for f5. Also attacking queen, attacking g7. And opening up the f. Okay. Right, cool. Well, I'm a human after all. So e5, I just want to make him make a mistake. So he was supposed again to remove my dangerous knight, but he didn't. What did I play? Knight attacking. Actually, I've seen that actually c5 is exploitable, attackable straight away. He moved the queen, unfortunately, on the same line with the black king. And again, the king wasn't castled. So he delayed to castle. So, Matthew, I think you neglected the king's safety in this correspondence game we played. And the engine may say that's a great move, but it's just simply a check move and attacks a bunch of important squares here. And actually, I was eyeing the f7 with the knight and the rook. So it is very important to actually castle, because if you had castled, this thing wouldn't have been so as powerful as, and now that's a check. You won't be able to castle. So you delayed a little bit the castling. That's just dangerous. Now I just wanted to simplify everything and actually inviting the rook to attack f7. That was it. That was the whole thing. Nothing else. I don't have any special plan. No special plan. Simplifying everything. So c3, I want to kick the knight away, and that was just, yeah. So I think we can conclude this, Matthew, if you agree that you should have castled ages ago. You should have castled ages ago. So this thing wouldn't have happened if black here, let's say, castled. Yeah, okay. I'm doing a little bit better. I can take this guy. I can attack your queen. It's cool. I'm a bit more comfortable maybe than black. That's for sure. That's for sure. I'm more comfortable with white here. I'm doing a bit better, and I'm moving more freely than black. But the king is not that exposed. So yeah, castling was very recommendable. And even prior to this, even earlier than this, castling was that thing that we want to do. c5 here, not the stuff. This guy is just not knight. That knight on f3 is so good to take it to get rid of my knight. Then maybe castling long. So if you've taken, I wonder if long castle would have served a bit better here, or maybe playing this knight because f7 is defended twice. So if you had taken here and I take with the queen, yeah, okay, there's some strong attack here on f7. You can't deny that. Yeah, you could do knight c6, knight g6, knight c8. Knight f6, e takes f4, knight f6. You need develop. Knight f6, bishop e7, castle. Knight f6, bishop e7, castle, 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 castle. Yep. So thanks for the game a lot. So Wesley, you're saying what? That's your... Okay, let me see if I can do Control C, and let me do some Control VU. This chess.com platform I'm using. Who's this guy? Oh, that's Mikhail Tan from Montenegro. Okay. So let's just take the last stuff you played. 20 moves here, Wes. Let's just take this one. Let's look at this one together, my friends. So you being black here. Let me see if I can flip the board. Okay, I can flip the board now. C4, C5, G3, Knight f6, Bishop G2, G6, E4, Knight C6, Knight C3, Bishop G7, Knight F3, D6. Okay, you open up this bishop. That's not bad. Yeah, so you've kept the black king uncastled from the very beginning, and I think that was a bit costly, Matthew. Yes, yes, you should have paid attention to earlier castling, and none of this would have happened. The game would have been totally different, and your king way safer, and maybe you could have played more attacking chess. Castle. I never neglect my king safety, and I'm obsessed with getting pieces developed. I'm absolutely obsessed. This is the thing I want to do, you know, as quickly as I can. My pieces have to move out. I can't play if I don't develop. Bishop g5, that's a pin. h6, you try to break the pin. I fully understand you, because there might be a knight coming here, and it's uncomfortable. Not that much of a stone, I guess. You're pushing those guys now. Bishop e3. Okay, you could throw a knight in. Okay, you want to play king h7. Are you a little bit concerned about the battery looking this way? Probably. There you go. You just played it. You attack that bishop. I like that. I like that. I think it's okay to attack the bishop. Rook b1. You took the bishop off the board. You know you can play a knight right in a very... Oh, you want to push the f now? I guess you can. Okay, I think there's like 2-3 candidate moves here. I don't think this one is particularly bad. I don't think bishop e6 is very bad. Not bad at all. Probably bishop e6. Again, I like to develop. f5, I think it's quite courageous. Probably is working. But I still want to develop. Yeah, f5, I understand they take... You know, when you play the f5... and black takes, you're going to take back for sure, but you're also opening the guy's bishop. That's how I see it. So maybe you play bishop e6, maybe you play knight d4. That's how I see things here. Of course, you could do all sorts of ideas, but I'm kind of liking bishop e6, knight d4. You think f takes e3? F takes e3? Ah. No, it blocks the queen. Oh. What? F takes. You open up the F, but you block the queen's diagonal. Unless you want to plan a pawn break with d4, the z. Is that what you're looking at? You're looking at fe because you really, really, really want to push that pawn? I think I would keep my queen free. I wouldn't play the f, I guess. I don't think I... Okay, maybe. I understand what you say. Yeah. That would be the reason that would convince me to take with f. That would be the reason, I guess. Knight d4 is unpleasant. What? Mouse slip? Where? Where's the mouse slip? Because knight e3 makes a lot of sense. Is this the mouse slip? That makes a lot of sense. That bishop must be taken. f5. Whoa. I really want to see what's the engine's take here. So the engine says, my friends, bishop g4, sure. b6, sure, because what? Bishop e7 or bishop a6? Nah, weird, man. h5? No, I won't do that. I won't give the knight the chance to play g5. I understand h5 is cool, but look at knight g5 was coming straight away. Bishop e6 is my kind of move I would do here, which is the engine's probably fourth, fifth line. But if you look at the evaluation, it's just minus 0.20 in between all of them, more or less. I'm fairly happy with bishop e6. I'm fairly happy with bishop e6, I'm telling you. Bishop g4, yeah, sure. Bishop g4, of course. Maybe you want to play queen d7 and exchange this guy or something. Bishop e6 is my kind of understanding. f4, not completely necessary here, because it comes at a cost. You're sort of like opening the other guy's bishop as well. So f5, interesting, but I wouldn't have played it. I wouldn't have played it. I would have played again bishop e6 here, and then queen d7. Yeah, I mean, look what white achieved here. He opened up the bishop. He attacks with the knight, your bishop, and you have to move the bishop now. Where do you move the bishop? It doesn't mean you're going to lose the bishop, but you have to move the bishop. Unless you want to give the bishop away, which, yeah, there you go, bishop e6, exactly. Yeah, the guy just, you give him a little bit of activity here. So you help the guy to get a bit more active. He's active now. Look at this. I'm not sure you like it. I'm not sure you like bishop and knight attacking g6. I don't. Yeah, okay, I think it's going down now. g6 is a problem. You could play another defensive move, which I think is necessary, and that is bishop f7. You've got to play bishop f7. If you don't play bishop f7, you're going to lose the pawn. So, concluding now, Wes, you shouldn't have played f5, which I was doubtful about. Not f5. This is what you get yourself into, and it's just not looking good. You have to play defensive bishop f7, blocking your rook and stuff. It's a defensive. Now it's just not okay. Of course, he could have taken with the knight. If you want to look at knight takes, oh my god. Attacking your rook, you have to move the rook, and after you move the rook, he played the discovered check. I think knight takes g6 is even more harassing, more frightening than bishop. The guy should have taken knight takes g6 by the looks of it, and I think you may have an issue. I'm not sure how you solve that. You have an issue anyway, because you moved on h8. He's gonna retreat the bishop and threaten knight g6. That's exactly what he did. Okay, that's it. It's the end of. Yep, it's going down. Yeah, I would have resigned too if I got near. But let's just go back a bit. So this is the stuff. You don't play f5 here. Any of this stuff. Bishop e6 was my choice. Bishop g4, of course. And that's it. I don't think you're losing at this stage if you do this. It's minus 0.27. On the contrary, you're actually doing better than your opponent. So you are supposed to be doing very well. Just at f5, it's encouraging your opponent. It opens up his bishop, and you got yourself in a problem. Oh yeah, bishop e6 followed by queen d7. It's a classical setup that aims to challenge the bishop on g2. He either takes and you take back with the queen, your queen is on h3, and it's cool stuff to be close to the target. Or if he doesn't take, you're gonna take. Or if he drops on h1, you're gonna take the rook. So, hey, it's good. Happy days. It's okay to do that. Totally okay to do that. Hey, what is the board being cut at the down? Do I need to rearrange the board now? Wait a sec. What the hell is going on? Okay, I'll be modifying the board. Hey, let's have a very quick look to those guys again. Let's see what they did, guys. Let's see what they did. Do you guys see the entirety of the board now? Okay, so I need to modify when I do the analysis because you don't see those the 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 lower part of the chessboard analysis. Okay, cool. That is Wesley. You're welcome. We're gonna look at some other games, of course. You're welcome, my friends. Cool. Wesley here. He's black. What do you do? Oh, he just did now. Bishop E2 attacks the rook. Well, you like move the rook, right? Well, you could do a check first, and then you move the rook. Oh, he moved it first. Okay, okay. I mean, you could have taken a pawn. Yeah, but the bishop has to move. Well, I guess you can do the check now. Check. King moves. Move back, and then he gonna win this pawn. Because black is gonna take on d5. Black is going to take on e5. For sure. Yes, of course, Beth. Yeah, drop me a line, mate. Yeah, totally. Drop me a line, and I'll come back at you. No problemo. So, Gukesh's turn here. If you go for the h7, not a bad stuff. You're going to take a pawn. You're going to check the king. They're going to have to move out of check, but you can't stay there for long because of the g6 might be trapping your bishop supported by the queen on the 6th rank. So, yeah. Hey, he did take. Well, after all, a pawn is a pawn, but after king moves, I suppose you kind of need to go back. By back meaning what? e4? Then nothing stops black to take on d5. And then if you take, rook takes. So I guess you don't have a choice? Yeah. Bishop f5. Yes. This is the thing. Yes. Of course, bishop f5. You attack something stronger. There's no point to go back on e4 because they're going to take the pawn regardless. Your bishop being or not being. Unless you want to trade off the bishop, which is another subtlety. But I guess you can make an intermezzo. You can make a Schwitzenzug. First, you play bishop f5, you attack the rook, rook goes, then you go bishop e4, bishop takes, bishop takes. I guess you still want to trade off that bishop because that bishop is dangerous, right? So king h8. And now the big question, do you go f5 or do you go e4? Probably f5 first, rook goes away. Well, you're not going to go away b. He might go c though. c7. And then if you want to trade off the bishop, which I think you kind of should. Or maybe you don't want to. We'll see about that. We'll see about that. Okay. Fabi here. Fabi and Anish Giri. Oh, a5. I've said about a5 ages ago. And it makes sense. It was that move that would have happened sooner or later because the knight needs to go back. So the knight has to go back. Yeah. Hell, you've got just 3 options. 1, 2, 3. Where do you want to go with the knight? Here. Oops. Here. a8, c8, d7. So you got these squares. Where else do you want to go? Yeah, of course. Yeah. Yes, step. So that is Fabi Anishgiri, right? Okay, Ali Reza here. What's going on? Bishop a6. Bishop a6 being played by white. Are these guys making a draw here? There is a pass pawn. This guy is the only stuff white has to not do draw. Black's turn to play. I guess Ali Reza wants to play c4? Or am I missing something? I think the black wants to do a setup like knight to g and rook to d in order to attack f2. So that might be something. On the other hand, well, white needs to spend quite a few tempies to get the bishop on e8 to attack the f7. And the knight can be just staying there. So you're not going to take f7. But black can play knight g4 and rook d2. This is something. This is something. For sure. This is something. Can you afford the luxury to push c4? Knight g. Well, that's a question. Anyway, black's turn to move. And if you play it now, there is this. If you play knight g4 now, there is bishop e2 forking rook and knight. So you're going to have to save your rook. And then bishop's going to take the knight. And then you're going to take, and I don't know, do you like that? Fabi Anisher. A5. Step, you know something? Send the game, maybe via the chess.com messages, so that it stays there with us. And I'm going to open it up for sure. Or just put it in the chat here. A5, 97. Yeah, put it in the chat. Let's do it now. Let's do it now, Step. Knight f5. Knight attacks the queen. What an outpost. What an outpost. Look at that knight. Queen b6. Rook e6. My god, what the hell is going on here? Two rooks, two minor pieces. Two rooks, two minor... What's this mess? Jesus, a5 had been played actually with the purpose of bishop a4 attacking both rooks. Did he miss it? Did he miss this diagonal? Okay, I think Ding probably skipped the diagonal. Did he actually see that a5 wants to play bishop a4? Because if he didn't see it, I mean, knight f4 is a cool idea, but those rooks are going to get on the bishop. They're going to get attacked, both of them. So, okay, you attack the queen. Is this a master plan or something? Rook's going to fall, man. Nah, I think he blundered. I'm sorry. I think Ding sort of blundered. I think he blundered. It doesn't look very good, right? It doesn't look very good. That's a pass pawn. That's a second pass pawn. Rook here stays very well. He might go for another check. It might be a thing. I don't kind of like it for black. Yeah, I think he probably blundered. Ding is not in his best shape for some time. I'm not sure how he gonna do against Gukesh. I'm not sure. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry for Ding. He got himself into this. This is two pass pawns. Not sure how you're gonna stop those. There is a rook behind them, and there is a queen here. I'm not sure what you're doing. I think it's a big plus here, right? I think it's a very serious big plus. I'm sorry about this for Ding. Is it a plus? It's the mother of the pluses. It's the +5, +6. He's getting hammered here. I think he did the blunder, didn't he? He did the blunder. He's already doing baddish for some time. Okay, we gotta go back. Move number 23. All right, let's do steps game because the guy is here. So he lost the f3. He took on f3. Queen took. Someone said something about the h4 previously. Knight takes h4 would have been probably a better choice. He went for this instead. Queen. Now queen defends twice the h4. And is getting better and better with each step. Oof. Let's go to step now. After this step. Right. So step, you being with the whites here, right? Cool stuff. Okay. Let's look at this one, guys. Let's do steps game. Oh, you can't see the board. Wait a minute. Let me fix this bloody. analysis board because you guys can't see it, man. Let me reduce its size a bit. You guys can't see it. That's just the hell is going on this board, man. Wait. Well, okay, that's more like it. I think this is better now, right? This is a bit better now. Okay, leave it like this. Should I lock it now? Chessboard lock. Okay, just stay, please. Okay, cool. I think that better now. So you guys can actually see this. Hey, welcome to the French defense. I love the wing gambit. And after d5, I push e5, and after c8, push b and stuff. I love that line. I absolutely adore it. But that's fine. Oh, the exchange variation. That bishop gonna be grateful to you, Step. This bishop on c8. It's gonna be grateful. Finally, the variation of French in which the bishop can breed normally, right? This guy is super happy here. In the advanced variation, that bishop suffers. They need to play some b6, bishop a6 ideas because that bishop is just completely stuck. Takes and takes. So bishop is happy. Knight f3, knight f6, bishop d3. There's nothing wrong here. Okay. You castle, I guess? Yeah, the advanced variation, I think it's a bit more limiting for your opponents. Bishop e7, rook e1, castles, bishop f4. That's sweet. That's nice. Okay. Sure. Hey, that's a long game. Oh, it's a rapid. That's a lot of thinking. Or you could just shook hands and just make a draw right now. You could make a draw right now. But there is something to exploit. If he gives you a chance, maybe you could play some... you have to play rook ac. They're going to play rook ac. You play 3. They play 6. Okay. a6, there you go. Rook ac, there you go. h6, of course. Oh, I like it. I like it. You might do queen d3, queen c2. He gotta be careful keeping the knight on f6 just to stopping your checkmating. Oh, that's a pin. That is a pin. I'm saying not being very happy because I don't think you're comfortable with this. Yeah, you could play h3. That doesn't mean he's gonna take you. He's gonna play bishop h5. And if you push again, he's gonna go bishop g6, neutralizing your bishop. If you play queen d3 now, he's going to play knight b4. And you're going to have to waste the tempo, moving back in the pin. h3. You did play h3, but it doesn't mean he has to take. No. Why the heck did you take your bishop? I mean, look, don't get me wrong. I'm not sad because the guy played the bad move and you did well. So don't misunderstand me. And I'm happy he played bad stuff against you. But I'm saying, like, from a objective point of view, from an objective point of view, I'm saying that I don't think he should have taken. So that's just for all of our friends out there that may happen to having black and pinning the guy's knights on the queens and stuff. Don't trade. Just do bishop h5. And after g4, you play bishop g6, bishop takes, pawn takes. Right? Okay, this guy's a bit weak. But white is not comfortable pushing those pawns, right? I don't know about this. What are you doing, man? You took with a G? What? Why didn't you take with the... Oh my god, you lose the d4 pawn. Oh god, what the... This guy took on f3 to make you take back with the queen. Okay, there's something here I don't like. Maybe you should have played h3 now. Maybe you should have played h3. Just play h3 so you don't get into this. I understand bishop b1. Makes sense, and I feel that. I don't know. I guess you keep playing here, but I can't say I'm super happy with the double pawns on f and isolated h pawn. You always have to keep an eye on this guy after queen d7, say. He does normal stuff. I think his pawn structure is a bit better than yours. Okay, king h2. Maybe that one's for the better. You never know. Maybe you're gonna reroute your rooks and stuff. You never know. There you go. Good man. Yeah, and now I think you should do queen. Did you do queen? Yes. Bishop f, queen to... Hey! Actually, I'm not sure he chose very wisely, though. What? You're winning a piece, man. You take on F. Oh, no, you can't take. It's pinned. Jesus, this guy is really relentless, isn't he? Ah. Hey, COS. Cheers, brother. See you next time. Take care, my friends. Check my latest YouTube video on the dragon variation on YouTube. Fabi versus Nepomniachtchi. So you can't take f6 because the black queen pins the white queen. So yeah, I was having another hallucination here. I got too overly excited. Okay, you got a few little issues here. You've got a d4 white pawn, which is currently under attack. So you need to figure out a way to defend. This is a tough little one. Okay, rook d. So you took a rook to defend a pawn. This is a bit painful, but I guess you have to. This rook, of course, you have no chance to rerouting your knight to do something more heroically. You no longer have a queen. This bishop is cool, but what do we do exactly with the bishop now? I'm not sure. You try to limit the black knight on the c6, but he goes on a5. He's gonna go c4 now, I guess. He wants to go c4. So you play this, just to try to stop them. And also you're attacking twice on d5. You challenge the rook, rook takes, rook takes. Okay. You got rid of one of the rooks and you claim the e file. And you have double pressure on the d5 pawn here. And you got double defense. But also you are threatening rook e7, so to speak. So, or maybe you're threatening rook e5. Triple attack. But then he stops you. And he attacks your d4. Oh, come on. Could you? No, I guess you sort of have to. Yeah, I understand. What? That's a blunder. Knight h5 is a blunder. It doesn't work. What? It doesn't work, man. I think he blundered the now. He shouldn't have played this. He should have played whatever. King f8. Just king f8, g5. I don't know, something. b5, maybe. What? King f8 in order to being able... Well, he could play rook, but he drops this guy. Maybe he should have played knight e7. Just defend this guy, maybe. Do some other stuff in the future. Free up a rook at least. I'm not convinced about knight h5 here. I think that's not a great move. Only if you consider this. He played king f8. Something's weird here. I don't know what. b4. I understand that. Rook e d6. Yeah, a knight on the margin. Exactly right. h4. What does that... Oh, you're actually making space for the king to attack. That's sweet. Nice. Yes, makes sense. I like it. King h3. Yeah. You attack with them. What? Oh, sugar. Man, that's going to be a very tough match. I don't know what's going on, but two black knights here in this position, it's incredibly difficult. It's difficult. You need more than 48 seconds to do something here. And I'm not sure what you're supposed to do anyway. I'm not sure if you manage to go to g6 and attack g7. There is also knights that might go. So this one is a position I don't want to have with the white pieces. I think we need to go back in time and play h3 at that move number, what was it, 8, 9, or 10. That one is already very painful to play. Rook versus two knights. If the board was empty of pawns or something, but there's a lot of pawns, those guys will chip away at your pawn structure. You have to play defensive. You got to stay away from the forks. It's just already a headache with those two black knights. Oh, I think I wouldn't play this one either. Yeah, I mean, it's just awful. You just have to defend like a maniac and things are starting falling. You got double pawns. I think it's a minus here. I think it's a minus something. Not, yeah, it's a minus. I don't know, -1? What is this? Even more, -2. It's difficult to play this. I don't want to play this with white. We got to go back in time, and I think that h3 had to happen maybe now, rather than bishop b1. There you go. It is first or second line of the engine. Yours apparently not a bad idea. Bishop b1. I think h3 is important here. You need to prevent, or at least just break the pin with bishop e2. When you play bishop b1, you don't have any bishop e2 to interpose in between. So bishop b1, and after the pin, the heck you're supposed to do? Queen d3. The reason I didn't want to play queen d3 is because I was fearing this idea. Oh, sugar, you actually go queen e3. And you attack the bishop twice. But then he plays rook, right? Rook e8. And then you play knight e5. Oh, this is a next level plan. Next level plan. You actually go queen d3 out of the pin. If you remember during this no software analysis, I said you have to be careful with the queen d3 because there is knight b4. But I was too lazy to take one step further, which actually means you can go queen e3 and threaten this guy. And rook e8 is reacted with knight e5. This is a master plan. This is a bit of a master plan. Because the problem is, how do you prevent this pin once you play bishop b1? And because I'm a panicking sort of guy, I said, you know, just play h3, forget about it all. Just play h3, don't get pinned. So the bishop on e6 gonna be a big pawn here in between those two guys. Then you could drop the bishop to b1, play whatever you feel like. So yeah, I think h3 every now and then is something we want to do. Every now and then I think we want to go with h3. That's the case. So cool stuff, fellas. Right, guys, we're gonna call it a day for the time being. I'm very much grateful for your presence, guys. Thank you very much. Thank for the games you've sent. And hey, folks, I'm gonna see you again tomorrow, I guess. Check my latest Dragon Cillian video, guys, and totally. Thank you. Take care.